But I'm no stranger, am I? Because I'm Ella. And you know I'll be here at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. And the other non-stranger, well, that would be Betty.
Well, it's lovely to be here with you, Ella. And as always, a very warm hello to all our lovely listeners.
Yes, well, I hope you're having a good day. It's going to get even better, isn't it, Betty?
It is indeed, yes.
Would you like to introduce our guest?
I would. Well, we have two lovely ladies here in the studio with us. Elaine Bishop, who is a superb musician and singer and teacher. And with her, one of her pupils, Kate Landy from KGGS, who I know very well because she's actually one of my granddaughters. I should tell you that I sing very badly, but Kate sings like a lark. So what we're going to have today, I believe, we're going to have a singing lesson. But before we come to that, may I ask you both, what have you been doing during the summer?
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Elaine speaking, just so you get to know the difference between me and Kate. I've had quite a busy summer, really. I was over in Harrogate at the International Gilbert and Sullivan Festival.
Oh, lovely.
Performing the gondoliers. And then be doing quite a bit of teaching and also preparing for a performance, well, two performances I've got coming up. Number one is Ruddigore over in Stamford at the start of October.
When the Night Wind Howls.
That's the one.
Yes. I'm
playing Mad Margaret in that, so really looking forward to it. And also I'm doing a performance at the Gravity Fields Festival with Cantata Dramatica, the building of Ely Cathedral, Cantata Elensius, which I'm rehearsing for in London at the start of September. So lots of preparation more than anything else, a chance to get ahead on my music. So.
And what have you been doing this summer, Kate?
Hi everybody, it's Kate. This summer I've been in Belfast for 2 weeks with YMT UK, doing a new show with them, working with new composers and new music, which has been so exciting. And then after I got back, for 2 weeks I was rehearsing with Grantham Youth Theatre Society for their show Brenda Bly Teen Detective, which has just happened, and it was an amazing experience.
It was absolutely fantastic. I can vouch for it because I watched it every night.
Well, warmest congratulations to all the performers. It's wonderful when you work very, very hard and then the whole thing comes, you know, you can see the event coming in and it arrives and it's a success.
Do you know, now we know how wonderful they are. I'm terrified, Betty.
Well,
if it's any consolation, we're nervous too. It's the first time I've ever attempted a singing lesson on radio, so...
Well, what I hope is that all our listeners, as we're doing our best to cope with the exercises, will have a crack at home.
Oh, well, I hope so. The idea is the ones that I've picked are ones that you can join in with at home. So if you're stood in the kitchen or even just listening sort of in the living room, they're all ones that you can join in with, or even in the car, to be honest.
Why is it, Elaine, that some people are blessed with really good vocal cords that when they sing will produce a wonderful sound, and then somebody like me, it sounds, when I sing, I think it sounds as though there's a bit of stone caught under the kitchen door and you're dragging it backwards and forwards.
Well, we'll listen to it later and see if it's quite as bad as that. The way I always think about it is it's a little bit like football. Everybody can play football to a certain extent, even if it's just kicking a ball around in the back garden and missing it 98% of the time, but they can still have fun doing it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Some people just are naturally amazing footballers and don't necessarily have to do a great deal of work in order to be able to go and play for the Premiership. Whereas other people perhaps haven't got the most amount of talent, but they work and they train really hard, and then they can sometimes get to the same level as people who have really good natural ability.
Yes.
And singing in a way is very similar. Everybody can have fun doing it. It doesn't matter kind of what your ability is, but some people just have more natural ability for it than others. I think it is certainly, it's certainly in the genetics somewhere. The same as any ability is, you know, if you've got a parent who's a dancer or somebody who is a keen sportswoman, quite often that is passed through. But also I think it's the culture of it as well.
Yes.
I know I grew up with music. My mum was in a number of the local groups, still is, and the local choirs, and I was singing in the church choir from when I was quite young. So I think it just, you end up being more involved in it and then find out that you have a talent, whereas if you're not, you perhaps don't find out until later.
That's true. That's
Excellent.
true.
Well, shall we start? We've got a couple of minutes.
Why not?
What I thought when I was thinking, how do I do a singing lesson on radio? And I thought the main thing I want to do is give people something at home that they can take, that they can think about, and if they're singing themselves, can perhaps use. And I thought I'd look at the 3 key things that are involved with all singing, which is exactly the same things that I say to Kate in all of her lessons. Number 1 is how we breathe, because that's actually really important. And this is why I was saying everybody can join in at home, because all we're going to do is start off with some breathing exercises. Okay. Now, the main things, and Kate, I'm going to get to demonstrate now. This is why I brought her along, so she's my glamorous assistant, is that when I see a lot of amateur singers sing, or people who haven't really learnt how to sing properly, the moment you say, take a deep breath, and I'm going to get Ella and Betty to do this at the same time. Ready, ladies? I want you to take a deep breath for me. Ready?
I'm not going to gasp.
Instantly what happens?
The shoulders go up.
The shoulders go up, everything comes in and up,
Yes.
and you feel like you're about to run out of breath at any second. So
Breathe out now.
Oxygen.
Now, the most important thing when we're singing is that we actually breathe really relaxed. It's very similar to how we breathe when we talk or when we're running for the bus or anything like that. And we don't actually need to take a special breath. Kate will tell you the amount of times I have students literally lying on the floor in their
Yes.
singing
Yes.
lessons to
Yes, it
feel
has
that. And when I'm taking choir rehearsals as well, we'll often have a joke that the first couple of weeks we seem to be doing a bit of antenatal classes because we do a lot of deep breathing and a lot of sort of like relaxation. And it's so important because if we're breathing in and up, as we call it, when the shoulders come up, everything in the shoulders and the neck gets very tense.
Yes.
And that then makes it even harder to ask the vocal
Yes.
cords to do what we
Yes.
want them to do. So an exercise that we're going to do, and you can do at home as well. If you're at home, best thing to do is to stand up. And if you can get in front of a mirror, even better, because you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. If, like here, you're sat down, best thing to do is to perch rather than to sit sort of sagging into the chair, because then we won't be able to feel the diaphragm muscles and the intercostal muscles down at the bottom, okay? So I want you to try and find the bottom of your rib cage for me. Okay,
It's
easier
in there,
some than
it's
others.
in there somewhere.
I must admit, I found it easier since I've lost weight. But and what I want you to do is breathe right the way down to the bottom of your rib cage, just nice and relaxed, and just take a breath. That's much better, ladies. They're not too bad, you know. And then let it go.
Well, I tell you what, while you're all practicing that, have a listen to this. I'm perched on my seat. So you listen to this and practice your breathing. I've had a message in from Big Al. We love Big Al, and he's sent us in a request. And Al, I will look for that and get that on for you. But first of all, I am going to, well, actually, Al, I'm only going to do that if you promise to carry on listening.
Well, Big Al, if we start singing, you will probably be looking for the earplugs.
Well, we've been breathing very hard through that record, which really practicing trying to work right the way down to the bottom of the rib cage. And what I'm going to do now with you is I'm going to get you to do one that hopefully you'll be able to hear Ella and Betty's progress now, because I'm going to get them to do it with an audible sound so you can hear what they've been doing. And we're going to look at using the muscles right the way down at the bottom of the rib cage. Now, you'll often hear singers talk about the diaphragm, and it's like the holy grail of singing is you must use your diaphragm. But a lot of people don't actually know what it is. So what it is the muscle that sits underneath the rib cage.
Like an oven shelf.
Got it in one, like an oven shelf. And when you breathe in, it actually pushes down. And when you breathe out, it comes back up again. And that's how it works. So when we're breathing right the way down to the bottom of the ribs, we're actually pushing that diaphragm down. And then we can bring it up and manufacture bringing it up in order to support the sound. And so whenever you hear singers talk about supporting in a very sort of grand, dramatic way, that's basically all they're really doing. So we're going to try one that actually combines both of those. Okay, and what we're going to do, and I'm going to get me and Kate to demonstrate this, and then Ella and Betty are going to have a go, is we're going to breathe, and then we're going to do 4 long sounds, then 8 shorter ones, and then 16 really short ones. Ready? So it's going to sound, or it should sound like this. Are you ready, ladies? Now, all of that is coming from those muscles at the bottom of the ribcage, not from the throat. Are we ready? And you can try this at home as well.
All I can say is the train approaching platform one is for Peterborough and King's Cross only.
Well, if I brought the keyboard and was doing some warm-up exercises with that, there are a couple of exercises I do that exactly match the little jingle that goes before
Yes.
that, a dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes.
So I'd be grateful I didn't bring
Right.
that.
I should just say, do not adjust your set.
No,
No, no.
absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
So nice, relaxed breath.
I'm afraid my breath ran out before the end.
It is an absolutely brilliant sight. It's such a shame that you do not have television in here. That was actually really good. What you should have been able to feel, and this applies to you at home as well, is those muscles in your rib cage, the intercostal muscles there, and the stomach muscles are actually moving as if you're doing a tight pair of trousers very quickly.
Oh, I've had lots of practice
Yes.
at that.
Oh, me too.
And that's how, even for singers, it's really important, but it's also important for teachers, for actors, for anybody who speaks on a regular basis. I don't know how many of you listen to, I'm afraid, a rival station of Radio 2 in the morning with Chris Evans, but he had a long period of losing his voice last year, and a lot of that was a lot of vocal strain from talking too big from the throat on the radio. And apparently he's actually been going for breathing exercises and vocal exercises to help him to actually work from the diaphragm, to project the voice rather than shouting from the throat, which gets very uncomfortable. And Kate will tell you, there was a period over the summer, wasn't there, where your microphone failed?
Oh yeah, there was a period over the summer where my microphone failed and a shower's in, but then when it's gone, you have to just rely on your core strength, your vocal support, because a microphone only amplifies the sound slightly. You still have to put in all the work in.
And the composer that you were working with actually complimented you, didn't she? Because
Oh,
she
yeah.
could still hear everything that you were doing.
Against a full orchestra, she could still hear everything I did, which showed me that my vocal support was working.
That's my girl.
I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Good teaching, that's what that is.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I promised that I would actually get Ella and Betty doing some singing this morning.
No chance.
And this leads us on to the second thing that's so important when we're singing. So we've got the breathing and how we support the sound. The second thing is making sure that actually we don't close down the throat. When we're singing, we look to yawn into the sound. So what I'm going to get you ladies to do is I'm going to get you to yawn, and I want you to sing through the yawn. So we're going to yawn and go, and this is another one you can do at home as well. All we're doing is yawning and just singing through it. And again, ladies, it sounds like we're very lovelorn around here, and there's some attractive man just walked in through the door. I'm afraid there isn't.
There was earlier.
There was
actually.
earlier, but there
Yes.
isn't now. And what that does is it helps us to get lots of space on the sound. And Kate always laughs at me in the lessons because sometimes I sound like I'm trying to sing with a plum in my mouth because it is that open. The other way you can think about it, I've set Kate off yawning now, is that imagine you're biting into an apple. As you bite, the bite point is the open space. And this is why when you see singers warm up, they use vowel sounds when they're warming up, and we're going to do what's called a siren, ladies. Ready? So do not worry, there's nothing going wrong in the studio. It's just what we call a free exercise where we can go right the way up and right the way down. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if Ella and Betty are, but I am.
No,
I'd just like to say that this is 97.2 Gravity FM. We've just hissed at you, and now we're going to sing like
Yes.
sirens.
All I can say is, Big Al, I hope you're joining in with this at work or at home, and your pals, your workmates too.
And your song will be next.
Yes, yes.
All we're doing is we're going to start at the very bottom of your range. It doesn't matter where that is. And so at home, doesn't matter. You don't need to do it at the same pitch that we're doing. And we're just going to siren through it on a really open R sound. So we're going to go, oh. And again, that wasn't bad. And again, oh. And this time we're going to try and take it a little bit higher. Ready? Oh. Very good, Kate. When we go for the next song, what I'm actually going to do while that's on is teach Ella and Betty a little bit of a round that we're going to try and attempt after sort of the next song. We'll come on to that after the next song because I want to give them just a little chance to try it out before we put them on the radio. They're looking very worried at the idea of actually
I am
singing.
extremely worried.
But I'm just going to move on to the third thing that's so important, and that's enjoyment. If you're enjoying your singing, that's like the most important
Singing
thing.
releases endorphins and it makes you feel so
Yes.
good.
And there's always so much of good social life with singing
Oh yes,
as well.
definitely.
And there are so many local choirs and groups that are crying out for singers to come and join them at
Such
the
as
moment.
the Grantham Singers, I believe.
Yep, the Grantham Singers, they're my group, and we're doing The Sorcerer. We'll be starting rehearsing for that on Monday. And I'll give you the few more details on that later, so if you think you might be interested, grab a pen and paper. And it's so important. We all go to the pub, we all have a drink, we all enjoy chatting, we get to know people who we've never met before, have a really good social circle. So if you're sitting there going, actually, you know what, I haven't sung since school, nobody's going to want to hear my voice. No, get yourself along to a local choir or group, find one that interests you and have a go. If you find one with a good musical director, they will be able to give you loads of help and advice as well. So it's really important. Don't necessarily think, I have to go for lessons first. Not at all. Go and try something.
Well, that's wonderful stuff. I tell you what we'll do. We'll play you the job vacancies now, and then Betty and I are going to perform, I guess. I might go home while this is on. We'll see. Big Al chose that one. Burning Heart from Survivor. That was lovely, Al. And I must just tell you that Betty has just told the story of you calling me and Betty two foxy mamas again.
Which
in
we
the
cherish
studio,
to our hearts,
which
Big Al.
we cherish, we never forget. Now, I'm going to pass you back to Betty and our two guests, and I'm going to go under the desk for a while.
We shall haul you out. We've got a shepherd's crook. We can put it under the desk and yank you out, Ella. Now, we're going to do a bit of singing, I rather think.
We are, yes. Now we've sort of looked at a few of the things that we need to be doing sort of when we are singing. We're actually going to let the ladies have a go. And I've now terrified them by saying that we're going to try and do two songs at the same time. Yeah, they were a bit worried about this. But what I've said we'll do is we'll do each song on its own first. So the first one we're going to do, very simple. Oh, When the Saints Go Marching In. Well-known song, they say.
I'm afraid
They're
I
looking
don't know
very
it.
nervous.
I shall imagine a New Orleans jazz band playing it at the start of somebody's funeral.
Fair
in New
enough.
Orleans.
If that works, that's great.
Yes.
Let's have a go. Ella, I know you're saying you don't know. That's okay. We're going to sing it 2 or 3 times and you're going to join in. Ready?
Right.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Well, that wasn't bad. I don't know what they're worried about.
It was amazing.
Now, the second
You know,
one...
I had to turn us down. We nearly blew the listeners out of the water.
Me and Kate will take a step back from the microphone then. Let you two ladies take centre stage.
No.
The second song that we're going to try in a minute to put together with it is Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. The good old, well, the one used by the England rugby team,
Yes.
of course. My husband's favourite song.
Yes.
We're going to just do that one on its own first, and then we'll have a go at putting them together. Ready?
Right.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Very good. I hope you're joining in at home as well. But if you're on your own, you might struggle with the next bit because we're going to put the 2 songs together.
Yes.
Pick one and join along with one of them. Don't try doing both at once. Okay,
But
what we're going to do...
if you do manage to do both, please record it and send
Oh,
it in.
please do,
Oh,
because
yes.
I haven't managed it yet, so that'd be brilliant. What we're going to do is, Kate, if you go with Betty and I'll go with Ella, if you guys take Oh When the Saints and just sing it through once without us joining in, so we get the beat of it, and then we will join in with Swing Low the second time round. And actually just keep going.
Yes,
Don't worry about
right.
kind of stopping at the end of the second time, much as you might want to.
Right. All I can say to Kate is, let's take it away, maestro.
Off you go.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching home. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching home. I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching home.
Very good. I don't know
Well-
what these ladies were worried about.
This is really rather a brilliant experience. I just feel just slightly sorry for the listeners. I really can't help that. But that was fantastic. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. It's a nice exercise and it's a great one if you've got children in the house as well, because you can get a couple of them or one of them on one tune, another on another. There are another 2 tunes you can actually add to that. One of which is She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When
yes.
She Comes, which
we do
most
know
of you
that
at
one,
home
yes.
know as well.
Yes.
And the other one is called I'm Going to Sing, 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 I'm Gonna Dance, 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 which is not quite so well known, but is great fun to add over the top as well. So there are other options you can play with that. I don't know how brave Ella and Betty are feeling to see if we want to add in another one as well. How was Betty getting on? Do you think we can leave her on her own?
She was strong. I think she's doing
I
well.
haven't got any top notes. Mine's all deep down low. So
Well, I tell you what, let's put Betty or When the Saints.
Yeah.
Kate, if you take Swing Low with Ella,
Yeah.
and I'll add I'm going to sing, sing, sing
Okay.
over the top. Let's try it. The
Right.
worst thing that'll happen is it'll go horribly wrong, but that's radio.
Right.
So
Right.
are we ready? Do you
Right,
want to perhaps start off
right.
with Betty and get her going?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. When the saints go
That's it, Betty, keep
marching
going.
in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to go marching in. I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints
sing,
go
I'm gonna
marching
dance,
in,
dance,
oh,
I'm
when
gonna
the
sing, I'm
saints go
gonna dance,
marching in, I want to
swing,
be
saints are open wide, I'll be standing by your side, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, hallelujah. One more time. Swing, sing, sing, I'm gonna dance, 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 I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, hallelujah. When the gates are open wide, I'll be standing by your side, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, hallelujah. Very well done.
What a
well
soloist, Betty. You've discovered a hidden talent.
That's
Done.
I don't.
Talents.
If I could sing, I would like to sing like Ella Fitzgerald,
Oh,
who
I
had that
agree.
most beautiful,
Oh,
deep
gorgeous
voice.
I'm just
Yes.
happy to carry the name.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to have a listen to a couple of messages. I will play a song. I'm going to play you Superheroes by Script because I think you've been fantastic. Then maybe you could sing us something a bit more, without me and Betty.
Well,
How about that?
we have brought something along, so we'll do something for you in a bit.
Well, that would be fantastic. And that was the Script with Superheroes. And all the superheroes are sitting round the microphone to my left.
Hello again. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to finish by singing you something ourselves. So to sort of take the pressure off you guys a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to do you a duet from the opera Hansel and Gretel, which is a very simple, not necessarily to sing, but simple piece to listen to.
Yeah.
It's very reflective. It works really well unaccompanied, which is why we bought it for the radio. So we'll keep our fingers crossed all goes well. But that's what we're hoping is we'll give you now, and then we'll say our goodbyes and leave your poor listeners in peace to rest their ears from our singing. When at night I go to sleep, 14 angels watch to keep, to my head are guarding, to my feet are guiding, to are on my right hand, to on my left hand, cover me,
Oh, that really pulled
Thank
on
you very
the,
much.
that pulled on the emotional heartstrings a bit. That
Well,
bit.
we were watching Betty. We thought if we didn't know the verse, she might burst into tears, so we thought we'd better not.
It was absolutely wonderful. And with Betty and I crying.
Aw. Well, I hope you didn't have that effect on people at home.
I hope not. It's not something I ever expected to do on radio.
Well, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was very beautiful. I just want to say thank you very much for that.
Well,
It's
thank you for
absolutely
letting us
fabulous.
have the opportunity, really. It's always nice to sort of pull my students along to do things like this, then it's great experience to sing duets with them as well, especially when they're as talented as this one. So.
Now, in case you weren't here at the beginning, we are sitting today with Elaine Bishop. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Elaine, because you're very famous in Grantham and beyond.
Thank you. Well, I'm a singer and a singing teacher, and I also am a musical director for a few of the local groups, in particular the Grantham Singers, who rehearse on a Monday. So if anybody has enjoyed what we've been doing today, for those of you who have been listening, and would like to come and join us, you are more than welcome. We rehearse at 7:30 on a Monday at the Church Hall on Finkin Street. And we'll be rehearsing Gilbert and Sullivan's The Sorcerer this year, which is a really great show, really light-hearted, lots of superb music. You're more than all the music is provided, so if you fancy popping along to come and see us and see what you think, you're more than welcome. It's a bit of an open rehearsal, first one back, so please do come and see us and come and have a go and see if you have fun. The other thing is, if there are any men out there who have managed to entice to have a go at singing, I also run the Beaver Wassailers, who are a male voice choir, and they rehearse at Nipton Village Hall on a Tuesday evening at 7:30, and we are looking again for more men to come and join us. They're a lovely bunch of blokes. You would have an absolutely fantastic time, and
Can I come to
guarantee
that one?
No, but I will pop on and let you know all their Christmas concerts,
Oh,
so you
thank
can
you.
come along and have a listen. Absolutely fantastic bunch of blokes. So if I haven't managed to make any men out there go, I'd really like to take up singing or like to have a go, feel free, please, to come and see us at Nipton on Tuesday evenings. And I would just like to say thank you to Kate for coming on with me today. I was like,
no, thank you.
Please do come. It's so nice to have somebody else to work with when we're doing things like this. And it's just really nice to have a teenager who's willing to give up the last part of their summer holidays to come and sing on the radio for you. So thank you very much to Kate as well. And thank you, Ella and Betty, for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's been a brand new experience
lovely.
for us to come and do something like this on the radio. I don't think I've ever taught a singing lesson on air before. If you are interested in taking up singing, do get out there, find a group or a choir that interests you, whether it's choral music or theatre, musical theatre, or even just a group of people who meet at the pub to play folk music or pop music. Do get involved, get out there and have a sing. It's great fun, and it just opens up a whole new social life perhaps that you didn't even realise was out there, and they will welcome you with open arms. So please do.
We've agreed a song to finish with, haven't we? Because you like this.
It's one of my favourites. I just love Divine Comedy, and it's just a great song.
So this is Elaine Bishop's choice. It's Divine Comedy and National Express. And thank you, Kate, very much indeed.
Thank
Goodbye
you.
to both of you.